So today I thought I would just sort of, I didn't really know what video to film today, so I thought I'd do a little like May favourites. Not that I'm no like beauty YouTuber, but I thought I'd just sort of talk about things that I've really enjoyed in May. None of them are makeup-y bits, just a couple of TV shows, a couple of music bits that I've just been really loving, and I thought I'd just sort of share on my channel. So let's get into it. First thing I thought I'd start with was TV. So the first TV show that I've been loving, even I've previously sort of watched it since it started, but it sort of wrapped up for the season last month, so I thought I'd briefly talk about it, is Riverdale. I know a lot of people, people love it, people hate it, it's sort of a joke on the internet, I guess, but I've sort of watched it since it actually started. I think the first episode I watched, I think there was maybe like 2 or 3 episodes out, so I've really been there since the beginning. And it's kind of become like my guilty pleasure. Like, I recognise that it's really not that great now, especially this last season. The second season was kind of a bit hit and miss, but this season it's really kind of gone downhill, and it's completely like, they'll do anything now, like nothing is really off the table. But sort of the last episode of the season 3 aired, so we won't get another episode until probably like October, November. But I quite enjoyed the last episode for sort of what it was as an episode. I think sort of the way they sort of told the episode, and you saw all their little stories, and they kind of mostly wrapped everything up, I really enjoyed. But I sort of think like the twist at the end is kind of a bit like they've just sort of thrown it in for a sort of surprise purpose, I guess, to sort of shock the audience. I don't really like, Jughead's not dead. Like, of course he's not dead, he's the main character, but I think they've just sort of thrown it in to sort of spur up some sort of new mystery. But in the grand scheme of things, I think it'll probably mean nothing in the show. But yeah, Riverdale, I really love it. I'm going to keep watching it, even no matter how bad it gets. If it gets complete garbage, I'll keep watching it. So my next TV favourite is something I've not actually seen before, but I watch because a lot of people in my life are like, it's so good, you need to watch it. So it was the IT Crowd. So I'm very, very selective on what I think is funny. Much to, like, if sort of people know me in real life, they'll know that I'm very, very, very particular about what I think is funny. Sort of, I guess, like all the sort of the popular shows like Friends, I don't think is that funny, like, But yeah, I sort of thought, oh, I'll give it a go because I see people go on about it all the time, and it was really, really good. I really loved it. I'd really like to rewatch it again, actually, even though I only saw it like last month. But no, I think it's really funny. I think it still holds up, even though it's sort of like getting to like, it's nearly 5, 6, 7 years old now. I think it's really, really good. The characters are really good as well. I think that's sort of one of the things that I think is most important. All the characters need to be able to work well together as sort of an ensemble cast, but they also need to be able to sort of be their own people and have their sort of each like different personality traits. And I think that show does a really, really good job of making sure that everybody like works individually as well as works together. And yeah, it's really funny. I'm not going to like make any references to it, but I'd recommend that. I mean, everybody's probably already seen it by now, it's not like a new show, but yeah, so go and watch that if you haven't seen it. It's only sort of, I think it's 5 seasons I want to say, but they're all sort of half-an-hour episodes. I think there's only 6 in each season, so it doesn't take long to watch at all. But yeah, good recommendation. IT Crowd, go and watch it if you haven't seen it. Next favourite is, I can't even believe I'm about to include this, it's actually an app, it's a game, and I'm going to get loads of crap for including this, but I'm going to say Coin Master. I've only really been playing it for sort of like 2 or 3 weeks. I know people have been playing it for months and months and months, and it's not like a new craze. I probably should have been playing it like 4 months ago when it was popular. But a lot of my sort of family members play it, and I see people talking about it all the time on my Facebook, so I sort of thought like, oh, I guess I'll give it a go, like see how it is. Might be not my cup of tea. And it's quickly definitely become my cup of tea. I think it's like really, really addictive. I haven't spent real money on it. I've never spent real money on one of those sort of Facebook microtransaction games because it's a waste of money in my opinion. But yeah, it's really good. You sort of, I mean, I guess you build your, people probably know what it is, but you build your own little villages, and you have to sort of spin a slot machine to sort of get like attacks or shields to protect your villages and stuff, and you can attack other people and sort of raid them and get all their money. But yeah, it's really good. I think I'm on village like 22, so I'm sort of like not high compared to people at all. I know there's people on mine that are on like 80 something. But yeah, it's just sort of good little game to sort of pass the time when I'm at work, or you know, I sometimes just they're like you can't really play it constantly because obviously you only have a certain amount of not lives. You can't play it constantly because you only have a certain amount of spins and a certain amount of money. You sort of only get them like every hour. I'm sort of not like constantly playing it. I can just sort of leave it and sort of play it every maybe like 3 or 4 hours and sort of do my spins, do that, and then that's it. Don't really have to think about it. But yeah, it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. Favourite would be a manga that I read recently. I don't really read that many, but I'm trying to make sort of an effort to read more, and I sort of really enjoy them. So the manga I'm going to recommend is Girl on the Shore. It's quite like adult. It's not sort of your typical like My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball stuff. But it's about 2 teenagers, a girl and a boy, and they sort of enter kind of some like casual friends with benefits relationship. I guess you could call it. They're sort of each other's rebound, and one of them really fancies the other one, but the other one doesn't really have any feelings towards them. But yeah, it's definitely quite adult. I wouldn't read it unless you're probably like of the right age. It's got a lot of sort of like triggering themes, and I don't want to like spoil it too much. I sort of went into it not really knowing what happens, and I think that's the best way to approach it. It's got a lot of, yeah, like I said, it's very graphic as well in its sort of depiction of all of these things. So yeah, stay away from it if you're a younger, like you're a bit too young for it. But yeah, it was really, really good. It was interesting to read something different because it's just sort of a standalone 20, I think it's 20 chapters, like one book, which is quite nice. You don't have to keep like buying all the different volumes to keep up. But no, I really, really enjoyed it. It's very dark, but I'm trying sort of not to spoil it. But I definitely recommend that you go and sort of check it out and have a little look and see if it's your cup of tea. So yeah, I'm going to sort of try and include like a manga every month in my favourites, because I think it's sort of, I don't know, I'm just sort of really enjoying reading them and sort of finding all these different recommendations from other people. But yeah, Girl on the Shore, go and read it. It's quite popular, so a lot of people have already probably read it, but yeah, go and check it out. Now I'm going to go on to my music favourites. There's sort of 2 this month that I've recently discovered. They're not sort of like new or indie or anything. So firstly, oh god, I can't believe I'm about to be like the last person on this bandwagon, but Billie Eilish. I know sort of people have loved her for like years. I sort of liked a couple of like her earlier songs, maybe like a year and a bit ago, but then sort of her new stuff came out and I wasn't really kind of into it. But sort of in the last month I've sort of like properly given, because she came out with her new album, I've sort of properly given it a go, and I actually really, really enjoy it. It is like, I can see why people are not a fan, because it is quite like, I guess like dark and depressing, and you know, it's not like sort of upbeat classic like sort of bubblegum pop music. But no, I really enjoy it. I think she's got sort of all these sort of dark undertones. She has a lot of like deep messages, and you know like I think she's really good at writing as well, or I don't know if she writes her own songs, but whoever writes her songs, like she really, really does choose the best of the best when she's sort of coming up with what goes in her album. But no, she's one that I've discovered in the last sort of month, and I really, really enjoy it. I'm not too sure if I'd ever sort of want to like go and see her in concert or anything, because I think that would be like a bit much, but not money wise, like a bit too like full on. But I really, really enjoy her, so yeah, Billie Eilish is my first. So my second music favourite of the month would be Halsey, who also isn't somebody new, and I sort of knew who she was because of, you know, that Chainsmokers song, and I'd sort of heard a couple of her songs before, but I'd never actually again properly given her a listen. But I've seen a lot of people talk about her recently on Twitter and Instagram, because obviously she had that new song come out a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, oh, again, I'll give her a listen. And again, I really, really like her. I think she's sort of got like a really good... I love her voice, by the way. I love the way that she can sort of sing like low and high and do all these cool things with her voice. I think she's really a really great singer, firstly. And I think she's got like a really great message in all of her songs. She's pretty like, you know, girl power and empowering. And and you know, again, she's sort of a bit more alternative pop music compared to, again, sort of the chart music. And I just really like her style, her sort of aesthetic that she has in her music videos. So I know everybody's probably already listened to her like 2 years ago, but you know, if you want to go and listen to somebody that's not quite as dark as Billie Eilish, but she still sort of has like really hard hitting great songs. And the last thing I'm going to sort of tack on the end, it's not really in its own category, is is Pokemon. So I've always sort of had like not a love for Pokemon, but a sort of I liked it. But sort of over the last couple of months I've sort of got into collecting Pokemon cards, which I know I'm 22 and I'm collecting Pokemon cards. But I just really got into it. I'm not like, I don't know every Pokemon, especially in sort of the newer generations. I definitely don't know all the Pokemon. I still sort of have my favourites and from like Gen 1, 2 and 3 and maybe. But no, I really have gotten properly into Pokemon now. I'm buzzing for Sword and Shield to come out. I've already got it on pre-order. I don't have a Switch yet, like, but it's an instinct to me to tell myself to buy a Switch. But I've already got it on pre-order. I realised I pre-ordered the wrong one because I prefer the Sword Pokemon, the Legendary, to the Shield Legendary. But I've pre-ordered Shield, so I might have to go and swap that over. But yeah, I don't really. I might actually just do a little dedicated video on Pokemon, but I'm not too sure. If you want to see that, like, comment down below. But just sort of saying like how I feel getting back into Pokemon after sort of not really following it at all for I think probably like the last like 8 years. I probably haven't been into Pokemon. But if you want to see that, comment down below. But yeah, definitely everything Pokemon's been my favourite. I've bought a lot of Pokemon packs. There's something so satisfying about opening them. So that was my May favourites. That was all the things I've sort of loved in the last month. I think I might sort of do these videos every month. I think it's quite interesting to sort of look back and see all the things that I enjoyed, and you know, maybe I'll sort of start in the future chucking in things I didn't enjoy this month that I also sort of experienced. But yeah, so that was this video. Comment down below what you loved in May. If you sort of saw any good films, or you've read any good books, or you've got any sort of other recommendations for me, then let me know. I'm open to it. But yeah, so I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!